Okay, so first question, your name, your title, and what seat on the flight you're sitting on.
Hey, what's up? Tesh Mbaabu, co-founder and CEO at MarketForce, and I'm on 23B.
23J. 23G.
23G. I
J.
moved. So my ticket. So someone asked me to move, so they could sit next to their people.
Okay. So yeah, on
So
your
that's
ticket. Oh,
what
so
I'm
you were
on,
gonna be here,
yeah.
23B.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're I'm getting to talk to you at a very exciting time. You guys just had a very big fundraise announcement coming out this week.
Yeah.
So can you tell me a little bit about what happened and what's the news and what's next?
Yeah, so exciting times indeed for MarketForce. We just closed a $40 million round, and that's a Series A round.
It's a big number for a Series A.
It is. So what we're quite bullish about our expansion, what we're building. We've proven a lot of what we needed to prove to scale up the business. So we felt we might as well, just go for it. Right valuation, at least for us to be able to ensure that we're not diluting too much at this point. And that's part of the reason we raised part of it in debt, so to be able to push the working capital and do the thing here.
So you just said that there were some things that some hypotheses that you've proved out. So, over the past year, we probably met a year and a half ago now. Like, what sorts of things have you been testing, and what have you learned, and what sort of hypotheses have been validated over the past year or so before you raised this round?
Yeah, so we made a fundamental shift in the business from SaaS enterprise play to where we felt we'd create much more impact, which is the marketplace for merchants. So just being able to see the adoption of the product by the merchants, the order volumes growing, average order basket value growing month by month, the revenue also growing quite drastically. And some of the things that we've learned is, first and foremost, the product is in like very, very high demand. That means we're solving a fundamental problem in how merchants access goods and financial services. Then the combination of financial services and the distribution of consumer goods, that's one of the big hypotheses that we're trying to solve. And then the other thing is also building through an asset-light model. So heavy reliance on people. That's gig workers, as well as just not having so much assets, and that enables us to scale really quickly. So going into Nigeria, Uganda, launching more markets, and the model just working seamlessly with a little bit of localization has been great.
Yeah. So you just talked about relying on people, and I'm so interested in like the degree to which like the people in the field or the agents are playing a really critical role in just how any of these sort of like last mile businesses work.
Yes.
Without them, it really wouldn't work. And so, do you have any sort of perspective or lessons or anything that you can share on, like how you found success, interfacing with people at the last mile, or communicating at the last mile, or making sure that what you want to see happen, or the feedback that you need to get from the last mile in order to make strategic decisions gets back all the way up to you? Because I think I find a lot of times, what's happening, sometimes there might be a little disconnect between what's happening at the last mile and, the people who are sitting in the offices making the decisions. So what's, like, how is all of that working with you guys, especially as you're going into all of these new markets that are further away from home?
Yeah, so what we've been able to do over time is really, really empower people, trust in people. And by this I mean, there's so many unemployed youth across the continent, and us going to the ground or building systems that enable us to go to the ground, do a lot of capacity building, training these agents, providing them with the digital tools they need to provide the data on a daily basis. So if you look at how we onboard merchants, how we train merchants to use our app, it's all led by this ground workforce.
Yeah.
So that's been one of the biggest successes, just leveraging on the sharing economy.
How big is that workforce?
The workforce?
Yeah.
So today we have over 400 people.
Okay.
That's big workers across the market.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
And then what else what are you thinking about now? I mean, you just closed a round. What's sort of top of mind for you in terms of what's next or what challenges you're going to go attack from here?
Yeah, so what we figured is, again, besides the people on the ground, you have a big focus on building a very, very highly talented team.
Mm-hmm.
That's one. So we've been doing a lot of work on that. That enables us to have a very, superior product from a business model perspective, as well as just from a usability perspective, customer experience perspective. Then we're also betting big on how we innovate. So R&D, we're doing a lot of work on product discovery to figure out what really sets us apart from the peers, enable us. As much as it's a very big market, our goal is to command a really, really huge pie.
Yeah.
So we need to be ahead of the game.
Is there anything you can share? There's like anything interesting or intuitive coming up in terms of like what you're learning about from like a user experience perspective?
Yeah. So our thesis around this is, if you look at the merchants and the kind of smartphones, so we've realized a lot of them do have smartphones,
right?
But the lower end type of smartphone. So the super app strategy is something we've seen work in other parts of the world, other emerging markets. So we're deploying a super app strategy,
okay,
where besides only ordering consumer goods, we're really enabling them to access digital financial services, not only to sell to the end consumer. So transforming this merchant from a simple FMCG outlet to a hub for financial services. And that enables them to earn extra income. That's something proven, and we've seen their income levels actually rise based on being able to access this stuff. But also us being able to provide them with financial services to use. And, because a lot of them, underinsured, underbanked and all that. And we feel we have sufficient data based on, them running their business through our app to provide them with, the financial services they need to grow. So
anything else you want to talk about?
Not really. It's just really, really exciting times. We wake up. We say every day at the office that it's day zero.
Yeah.
So that pushes us to keep breaking the boundaries.
I met a lot of people on your team last night.
All right.
One guy, I wish I remember his name, but he came up to me. If he's listening to this, he'll know exactly who he is, and I'm appreciative of you. He came up to me and he said that I was like a celebrity to him, and he took a selfie with me.
All right.
Yeah, but so you must have a good team if they listen to the flip.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they're learning.
I love the flip, and
thank you. You don't have to compliment me, but I appreciate that.
I do, because the last time I featured on the flip, like I got really, really good feedback.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, awesome. I did.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for that.
Awesome.
Cool.
Thanks a lot for having me.